Okay. Okay. You ready?
Are you gonna do the intro? I'm gonna do the intro.
This is the intro. This is the intro right now.
Okay,
Talking about the intro is the intro.
Okay, is this the What the F podcast? Is that what this is?
That's what we're gonna go. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna call it for now. I think I like that.
Yeah. What the F. This is episode 2 of What the F. Okay, go ahead, dude. You want to start? This is your podcast.
Well, you know, I first of all, did you go walking today?
No, I didn't. I didn't go walk. I went walking yesterday with the fucking sauna suit, and let me tell you something, dude. I'm only gonna do. Okay, so here it is, right? So, something happened with the audio there. Okay, there you go. I messed up. But anyways, I didn't. So okay, so here's my plan now. So I'm gonna go walking with the sauna suit for 6 miles because I've been spending a lot of time walking, and I want to start making a bunch of videos, a bunch of YouTube videos about trucking, and so
gay.
Nothing to do with this. Yeah, gay. But anyways, and so I'm gonna try to be more efficient with my exercise time, meaning that now that it's warming up, it's not 22 degrees out there. I can get out there earlier, and I can, just be more efficient with my time. Get the sauna suit, get my heart rate up. I average like 150 heartbeats a minute for 2 hours.
That's not bad. That's fucking
maxed out 100%. So we know that the ticker still works. We know, we a big guy, but we know the ticker still can get up. We can still rev up the RPMs.
Well, what I'm saying. Like, I mean, it's the bigger you are, the more fucking calories you'll burn, anyways, and your heart will be up because that's your body trying to burn it off, right? So
100%.
I don't know how that was explained, whatever. When I had read up on that, or I had fucking researched that too. But yeah, so as you get thinner, it gets harder to fucking lose the weight.
Well, yeah, because what happens is your resting heart rate, like how they have like the zones, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4. The more shape you get, the harder is it to stay in zone 3 and 4, which is like you start burning crazy calories.
Yeah.
You end up, so you have to go faster and faster. It's going to get to the point, like for me, I'm almost at the stage where I'm going to run at light speed. So we might start going back in time.
And by the way, I've been drinking this while I've been eating the fucking meat. Like, I'm not this fucking brand. This is like an off brand. It's called Big K. It's fucking bought this food for less. But I've been drinking like Coke Zeros at work and fucking root beer zeros while I'm doing all this carnivore. I've still been losing weight. And like I told you, some fucking dumbass said, "Oh, you're fucking on a low carb diet, but you're still drinking soda." Like, bro, read a label. Read a fucking label.
Well, let's talk about because look at, dude. Okay, I've been hearing you for like a whole 2 weeks now. No, actually, I've been hearing you for a whole week. Like, we're gonna talk about how the fact that everybody fucking attacks me on my comment section, no matter what I do, because everybody has a judgment call on what I eat. No. I've been hearing this bullshit for a whole week now. You've been complaining. Wait a minute. You've been complaining for a whole week. So let's get all this out, dude. So let's talk about the stupidity that is the judgment center of the comment section for your chat.
The problem is you can't please everybody. That's the problem. Everybody, it doesn't matter what I do. When I did fucking regular carbs and low fat, people were talking shit because they were like, you don't need to lower the fat. Okay, cool. So I put the fat up and I put the carbs down. You don't need to eliminate carbs. I didn't say I was eliminating carbs. I literally explained that I'm going to go low carb for 90 days, which means I'm going to limit myself to 20 grams of carbs a day. I fucking laid that out. That foundation was out there. And then I said that after the 90 days, I will reintroduce carbs back into it, starting with my favorite fucking potatoes, because I love potatoes, mashed potato, baked potato, whatever fucking potato. Then I'll throw in some rice maybe. But this whole, look, let me tell you something real quick. I'm eating nuts. But
you're literally doing the worst thing you could do in a podcast, which is eat food, because you're like,
yeah. Okay, so let me tell you something. Okay,
you're like I have a blowjob to the fucking peanuts. Go ahead.
I got to make sure on the mic I'm a fucking Asian distance.
Relax.
Like that.
Come on. I want to hear this, dude, because this is interesting, dude. This is what a lot of people This is what a lot of people deal with. Small creators, they all deal with this dumb shit.
So every time, like, depending on your diet, right? So my whole purpose is to get rid of my fucking diabetes. I don't want to fucking have to deal with it anymore.
No pills. You
lose the weight.
On any pills.
I fuck the pills. Fuck the pills because they fuck you up in the long run. Everybody knows that. And if you don't, then now you do. But my whole thing is get rid of the fucking pills, be able to maintain my fucking diet on just the food that I eat and my exercise and maintain it for the rest of my life. But before I go into eating on a regular, like regular carb whole foods, fruits, whatever it is. I know I can eat all that, but as a diabetic, I don't want to spike my sugar at all because it does push back my weight loss because my insulin level shoots up, and then I have that section where I'm not losing weight because my body's trying to get rid of the sugar. Then I don't know when my insulin drops, and then my fat burning starts all over again. But since I started going on this low carb diet, and some people said, "Oh, you're on a keto," and I said, "I'm sorry, on a carnivore diet," and I'm not on a carnivore diet. I'm just an extremely low carb diet.
People insist on telling you they're assigning a diet for you.
Yeah,
this is just like your personalized thing that you've created for yourself. It's not a carnivore diet. It's not a keto diet. It's not the world famous, internationally known Reuben diet. I mean, it's not the fucking Samsolic diet. It's not shredding in bulk season. It's not any of that stuff, right?
No, it's not any of that stuff. It's just maintaining. I'm sorry, maintaining. It's just a way for me to not spike my glucose while I'm trying to lose weight. And I have noticed a difference already. Number one is most diabetics have nerve issues, right? We get pain on the bottom of our foot because that's the furthest place from our heart. So that's the furthest place to get blood. So there are times where if you spike your sugar, you get pain in your feet, or you get pain somewhere else because spiking your sugar is just damaging your veins, right? Since I started this, I'm already 12 days in. Since I started this, I've noticed that the pain on my shoulder is less. The pain under my feet is a lot less, and I have more energy. So this morning I was telling my son, because we went to get Starbucks, and now when I get Starbucks, I switch to heavy cream, right? Instead of heavy milk. I know I can have regular milk because it's higher in fat. It's higher in fat and extremely low in carbs. So I'm trying not to do the carbs so I don't spike anything. I had that, and I do notice that when I have my coffee, aside from the caffeine, it fucking picks me up. When I eat these fatty foods with the high protein, it's a good ratio because I'm getting in more than 200 grams of protein a day, plus I'm balancing it out with the fats, and it's just like less than 20 carbs. Sometimes I do like fucking 5 carbs a day, but I notice my energy level is through the fucking roof already. So like, it's working for me. People get bothered that I tell them that it's working for me, and their whole assumption of what I'm doing is like, no, it's not working. No, that's bad for you. No, it's like, bro, you don't even know how I feel. And nobody does the same diet. If everybody ate the same, they wouldn't be a carnivore diet, a keto diet, of fucking.
You know what it is too, though. Okay, so then here's the pushback, right? Because this is I'm not being a hater, but like here's the pushback on what
you are. Go on
in the comment section. Is you make posts where you challenge people who want to attack people. So what happens is these people feel like they want to put you down a peg because you're kind of like telling people to fuck off, right? Which is a good thing because you're confronting these people. You're not letting them get away with stuff. Like you're like, one of the things about you is like, you're going to pay attention to all these little comments and you're going to rip them to shreds, and they kind of don't stand a chance, right? And then what happens is these people get butthurt. You know, I was your follower, but you know, since you ripped out 50 people's hearts in the comment section, I have to unfollow you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And then so like, that's what you see, right? And then so it's not that you're attracting those kind of people, but for some reason, those people feel like they want to be like you. So what happens is you're creating a bunch of little clones, right? You have a bunch of little baby Eliseos in the comment section that they want to see like, oh, I got him. So they want to practice their thing. And some people, and I don't know how you identify this, but this is just an assumption. People kind of enjoy getting roasted by you because it's obvious that like some people are like, it's like when you first started making all these videos where you started like, where you were like, you know, let me talk about this comment I made while I make this food. And then you just rip them to shreds, right? That
was a famous line for a long time, by the way.
Yeah, but people, you can't say that people weren't kind of like looking for that, right? Because it's kind of funny, right? And it's like sometimes people are baiting you into giving you ammunition, and I'm sure you could kind of see that, right? You know, I'm sure you could kind of. But it's like
at some point,
that's the environment you kind of created. I'm not saying that it's warranted, but it's like that's what you get, dude. It's like you've created like this little battlefield in the comment section, and people. But then the trolls come out, right? The trolls come out and they want to judge you for like everything that you're doing, right? They want to be like, oh,
it doesn't matter what I do, it's wrong. Yeah, it doesn't matter what I do, it's wrong.
Yeah. No matter what you do is wrong, right? So that's like the funny part of it. And then you put on your stories that where you're like, like I just gained 3,300 followers in like a week or some shit like that, right? So then that's really getting those people. You're like fermenting those people. You're like
Yeah.
you're chilling them all because that's kind of the mode of what the channel is, right? Which is fine,
But
right?
crazy, yeah. But what's crazy is that this is all entertainment, right?
Yeah,
And a
100%.
lot of these people, yeah, a lot of these people take a lot of this shit to the heart, right? And so, like you said right now, for a long time, the famous line was, "And while you watch me make this, I want to talk about a comment that a viewer left," right? So that was a
Yeah,
famous line for a long time.
yeah,
Um, and people enjoyed it, and they knew at that point I was going to roast somebody, and then I kind of switched it up the way I was doing it because I myself got bored of the way I was doing it. And I wanted to fucking just try different things, so I always play around with that. But it's crazy because it's entertainment, yet you have a lot of people that come on there and they're so offended they don't even know me, and I didn't talk about them, I didn't attack them, but they just came with an attack. And the first thing that happens is, and it's always happens, to somebody that either has no picture, their profile is private,
yeah.
or they probably have like one picture or one highlight,
Mm,
and they leave like a really insecure comment. And what's crazy is that they don't even know they're leaving an insecure comment, and then they top it off with another insecure comment, right? And I'll call it out. I always call it out. I say like, "Whoa, that's a very insecure comment. There's nothing
right,
insecure about me." And
right.
it's like you went when we started talking this conversation. First, you attack me, whatever, and then I tell you something, coming back at you, and I say, "Oh, that's so insecure," and then you come back with, "I'm not that insecure. Have you looked? Have you seen the way I look?" And it's like, bro, I never even talked about the way you look. That's how insecure you are that you don't
Right.
even know that you're insecure. But that's what it is. Is a lot of these people see that, and they're always younger folks. And it's like, you're younger than me, and whether you fucking look stronger than me, whether you look fucking more ripped than me, I don't give a fuck, because that's you. That's not me. But you're still trying to compare yourself to me. I don't know how you don't see that. Like, I'm happy. You seen how fucking big I was before. I'm happy that I don't look like that anymore. I'm happy that I have more energy, that I can do more shit. Like, that is a fucking everybody's
Well, it's just the
challenge
idea.
is to
It's
be
just the
better than you were
idea that you
yesterday.
can. Yeah, you're right about that. Well, it's just the idea that you can have a longer life, right? Where you can be more
Yeah.
longer, and because as you get older, you start kind of seeing all that kind of stuff, right?
Yes.
You kind of start having those come to Jesus moment. What happened there? Stop recording. Oh, hold on.
So you're having a moment?
Stupid GoPro. But anyways, what I was going to say is that as an adult, you have these come to Jesus moments, right? Where you're like, well, this is not going to work out, or this is going to work out, or like I can see my life being, I don't want to be like a hobbled person, right? So it's like, for example, like today, I changed the oil in my car. The last time I changed the oil in my car, I had a hard time doing it. So like those little simple things of
Yeah.
changing the oil, getting up and down off the ground, right? It starts to get better as you exercise more, whether you lift weights. By
Yep.
the way, too, I started February. I've started doing resistance training, and so I'm going to do a little bit more and ramp it up, ramp it up, ramp it up, and that's part of like getting in shape, right? You got to do resistance training, you got to do cardio, you got to build up your heart health, and you also got to build up your physical strength, so that way you can be more mobile. And all
Well,
those things are just basic factors. Like me and you talk about this forever, right? Me and you've
yeah,
talked
yeah,
about
yeah.
this ad nauseum.
Building up your smash time. That's what you're trying to build up,
Yeah,
your smash
yeah,
time.
yeah. You got to be able to develop some kind of stamina, right? You got to
Yeah,
be able to
yeah,
do
yeah,
something. But
yeah.
anyway, but anyways, so these comments that people leave,
Uh-huh.
it's obviously an indication of where somebody's kind of feeling insecure, right? Because
Oh,
of
100%.
because you're talking about adjusting. Because see, here's I think what's kind of an interesting observation. When you change your plan, is where people kind of blow a gasket.
Yeah.
People blow a gasket when they're like, "What do you mean? What do you
Yeah.
mean? You're not gonna? Oh, you're just gonna not do carbs? Oh, what are you trying to be, a carnivore diet person? We know what he's doing. That's carnivore
Yeah.
diet.
And what it is that
Yeah,
there's hate against something that you don't like. And it's like, this is not your
yeah,
choice. My
yeah.
life is not your choice. My food that I choose is not your choice. Because if it was your choice, then we'd all be exactly the way you want us to look. But that's the way life works. That's why I test out a lot of things that work for me, obviously. And I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now. But there are people that don't test out what they like, or what they like to do, or how they like to do it, what they can enjoy for a long
Yeah,
term to lose the weight, everything else. And so
100%.
I'm one that has learned that I have to respect that. Hey, I want to try the keto diet. Hey, I want to try the carnivore. Okay, let's try it. See if that works for you. And if you can sustain that for a long amount of time, then that's the diet that works for you. But remember, if you plan to eat carbs, put that in your mind that somewhere along the line you're gonna eat carbs. Can you control yourself with it? Are you okay maintaining your fucking health at the point where you reintroduce the carbs? Because nobody thinks that far ahead. They just think of, I want to lose all this fat. I want to get thinner. And it's like, all right, you got there. Now what? Right? Because you can go backwards easily. So most people think that if this is why, like, another comment that I get as well is like, oh, you're gonna gain on the weight back. And it's like, no, bro, I'm teaching myself while I do this, I'm teaching myself what I like. And in my head, it's reinforcing the thought of I can never exceed this again because that was horrible. I don't want to feel how I felt before. I want to feel great. I'm not fucking, when your health is out of whack, everything is just bad. Everything is just fucking bad. Yeah. And that also leads to depression. I mean, since I started eating the way I have with the fucking low carbs, I'm happier. I can't even explain why the fuck I'm happy, but I am. I'm happier. I feel more energized. And I feel fucking great. Like, I can't even, dude, I went to the gym today and I fucking smashed it for fucking almost 2 hours. And so that made me feel real great. And I was drenched in sweat, and I didn't realize that I was drenched in sweat until my shirt started touching me, myself. And then I was like, holy shit, like, I'm really wet. Like,
well, what do you mean? What do you mean your shirt? What do you mean your shirts are touching you? Where were you floating in the air? Where you were working out? What do you?
Because I have a fucking. I have a
what fucking. Are you doing
big
fucking shirt on. Wolverine drills? What are you doing?
I have to wear a big shirt when I go to the gym because then everybody looks at me and then I feel sexually attacked and harassed, and I have to be careful, bro. I don't want to be sexually looked at the fucking gym. I got to be careful.
Hey, wait a minute, hold on.
Have you not seen these videos on the internet? There's fucking creeps out there.
Yeah, but okay, but hold on, but here, let me make an observation about that. That's totally fine to do that. That's totally fine, and people should be aware of that. That's okay. If you want to wear a sweater or shirt, if you want to go wear a fucking Superman mask, if you want to go in fucking pink tights, go ahead. Go ahead. If that's gonna make you feel comfortable to go exercise, that's okay too.
I always go with whatever's comfortable, and I have this. One of my favorite shirts is this shirt from I think it's called Dark Sport, the brand, and they have this it's a Yoda in front. It's a Star Wars shirt, right? And I want to get some other ones, but they're pretty expensive. They're like $50 a fucking shirt, but I like those are gym shirts. Those are heavy set shirts. They're bigger, they cover you up, whatever. But yeah, so when I wore that, it doesn't really like touch my skin, right? In certain places like my stomach or on my back, but when you move around, then you feel that fucking, oh shit, I'm wet, whatever. So today, I was like, oh shit, I'm drenched. And so I was working out with Jaden, and I was like, hey dude, like, I'm fucking drenched right now, like underneath. Like, I didn't think I was hitting the fucking gym hard. Oh, bro, I had a really good workout.
Okay, so look at so check this out, right? So I was having this thought, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring it up to you in the podcast. I want to think, your thoughts about this.
Yeah.
So diet. Everybody talks about the type of diet, carnivore, keto, whatever you want to talk about, right?
Yeah.
So I think that part of that conversation should be where you live, where you have access to food, and what your budget is. See, nobody ever talks about that, right? Oh, I ate grass-fed steak. I ate grass-fed Wagyu.
Well, hold on, because I don't think where you live makes a big deal. And it doesn't, because you might be able to get better meat in certain places than you can in other places, right? So if you live like if you live in a farmland, obviously the meat you're gonna get at that grocery store is gonna be a lot more fresher because they're probably getting it locally, whatever, right? But aside from that, I think everybody pretty much has access to everything that you would need. The only thing is that you also have access to plenty of temptation. And the temptation is what makes it harder for you to stick to your diet. So for example, as I'm sitting here, I have snacks that I have for my kids. Like, see, this is here, but I won't eat it. I don't even crave it. I'm on 12 days eating low carb, and I don't crave this. There's Cheetos here. There's fucking corners. There's kettle pop corners, and I won't eat them. There's fucking these trail mixes that I bring as well for them, but they won't fucking eat it. I won't fucking eat it. They'll eat it. And so I can now resist that a lot more than I used to. And I thought that was going to be a huge problem because I told myself, oh shit, I'm going to crave sugar so much because I'm putting it low carb. And again, when I started all this, I didn't know what to expect. It's the first time I've ever done it this low in carbs, right? And it was basically going as low carb as I can, even to 0 carbs if I need to, and just get most of my nutrients from the meat that I eat and the fat that it has. And that has fucking worked tremendously in ways that I didn't expect. And so I'm being honest when I say I don't crave certain things anymore that I really craved before. Like, Yeah, I can go to fucking McDonald's or Carl's Jr. or wherever the fuck I
You
want to get
can
a
always
fucking
do
fast
that,
food
right?
burger.
I mean,
Yeah, or
that's
Jack in
the
the
whole
Box.
thing, right? It's always
But
available.
but I don't do it, and then especially like I used to, where I was like, so what? I'll cheat today. And bro, I'm so locked in right now. I'm telling you, but these next 90 days, I'm already 12 days in. So these next what fucking 80, 73, whatever days I have left, 78 days is exactly what I'm gonna stick to. And I'm gonna if I can go longer, then I'll go longer. I just want to
Right.
get to my goal.
Yeah.
So
So then so this is perfect, right? Because it's like you had to develop a strategy. And what I mean by
yeah,
you had to develop a strategy so you can have the food at your house that you want, right?
yeah,
And so a lot of people don't even talk about this. A lot of these health nut jobs, they don't talk about like, hey, what if you have a spouse? What if you have three kids? What if so you have to go shopping for everybody, right? What if you
yeah.
don't have access? What if you're the person that
And by
can't
the way,
go?
that gets expensive. The more when it's just more than you, it gets expensive. Like I have to
Right,
do it for
right,
me
right.
and
But
Jaden.
okay, but look at this scenario. Let's say you work 50 hours a week, right?
Yeah,
And your time is gobbled up, right? You go home, you be with the kids. So then your wife or your husband, whoever's doing all the working, that person does the shopping, right?
yeah,
Yeah, they of course, and then so you have to get those people to believe in what you want to do too, right?
yeah, yeah,
Because if it's a different thing from what you're usually doing, you just eat what everybody else eats and you just go along with the program. So
yeah.
a lot of these people, they don't talk about that. They don't talk about the temptation is not that people want you to eat unhealthy, but if you have a family, if you have three kids, if you're buying food for the whole house, sometimes economically the budget doesn't allow you to do that. And
Correct.
sometimes it's not you that has access to buying all the food. Everyone says, well, you just got to be fucking disciplined and you got to meal prep. Fuck off with that. Because
Yeah,
number
yeah.
one, yes, it's good in theory. And yes, people should do it. You should have discipline. Yes, all this
I
stuff is
by
true.
the way, I can't meal prep. Like I
Right,
tried it, and I can't do it because I like cooking my meals fresh that day, and
right,
it's better. It tastes better for me than meal prepping it and warming it up.
right.
So I like even like I'll make those burger patties with cheese that I took to work yesterday,
Hmm.
and I made them before I went to work. So by the time I have lunch, I don't even have to microwave them because they were still warm. So
Right.
I'll eat them like that, and that's what I like. I don't like to meal prep it and then have. I thought that I could meal prep at one point and just have all the meals there ready to go and microwave them,
And then if
but
you notice, right, and then
I
if you
can't.
notice, a lot of these health gurus, when they talk about the grass fed, the guys with the cutting, the wooden cutting tables and all that shit like that, they're
Yeah,
usually eating for themselves, right?
yeah,
I want to see like a health guru.
100%.
I want to see like a health guy that like yeah, I'm trying to eat healthy and exercise, but I got four kids and I got my wife, and they don't necessarily eat what I eat. I want to see that person. I
Yeah,
want to
so that's
see
what
because
in some of my videos
those
I mentioned that.
variables, no, but those variables is what these health people, they don't talk about. They don't talk
Yeah,
about,
and
yeah,
that's a
you
big
got to get,
struggle.
yeah, because see, that is a legitimate variable in the whole scenario,
Yeah,
right?
fuck yeah, it is.
And then
Because look,
some people are combative, right? Where it's like, you'll have your spouse be like, no, mamas, you want to get fucking fit?
yeah,
Yeah, well, you're gonna cheat on me? Yeah, that's it. What are you trying to do? You trying to get better looking? What are you trying to do? You
yeah,
trying to get
I
fit?
think
What, you trying to go to the club? What you got
especially
sunshine?
when you
Come
have
on.
somebody that's against everything you're not even against it, but just they just won't change themselves, or you're changing, and instead of supporting you, they're kind of like being negative on you. That's really hard on you. So like
Yeah,
I'm lucky, like okay, with my boys, they're all my whole
supportive.
family got into the gym, right? Yeah, and my kids,
Yeah,
all my kids
yeah,
got
yeah.
into the
They're all
gym.
supportive.
Yeah, so I cook for me and Jaden, and so me and Jaden eat the same. So we're like basically on a cut, let's say, right? So we're
Yeah,
both eating a high protein, it's high fats, but they're all healthy fats, and we do a fucking extremely low carbs or no carbs at all. Sometimes he'll
yeah,
throw in carbs, so he'll
yeah.
change on me every now and then. But he's pretty strong and he's thin. He's thinned out already, whatever. But for Jonathan, Jonathan's always been thin. And so
Right,
for him, I have to buy differently. So I have to make him pasta sometimes, Alfredo pasta, spaghetti. I make him the heavier carb meals where they also have high in protein. And
right.
so his meals are fucking tempting as fuck. So I'm cooking it, right?
Yeah.
And I have to be able to resist that. But I've gotten to a point where I could do it, where I make it now. I like cooking, so I'll cook it just to make sure it tastes good, and I just like the satisfaction that they enjoyed the meal that I made. So
Well,
I've got
see,
to do
that's
that
the
too.
variable, right? The variable is Jonathan is he's in a different fitness level, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's just thin, right?
He's going upwards while we're trying to go downwards.
Right. And then so again, that's the variable that these knuckleheads on the internet, these people that are super judgmental, these people that say, "Oh, I got Wagyu steak, it's only $87 a pound, and I eat this every day," and then you
Yeah,
get healthy
yeah.
like that too. So that's the variable, right? So like when you talk about like, oh, he changed his diet, he did this and that, but a lot of people don't. It's interesting because we don't put that into the equation, right? So when you're a nutritionist, when somebody that gives meal plans for people, if it doesn't include understanding how the household works, like who buys the
Yeah.
food, right? Simple
Yeah.
question. Who buys the majority of the food? Who buys
Yeah.
the majority of the fast food, right? You know, are there thin people in your house? Is everybody chunky? Is everybody obese? Like, what is the dynamics in there? And I would assume that if you don't take that into consideration, it's going to be an ineffective meal plan,
Oh, for
because
100%.
if your wife is already fit, or if your husband is already fit and you're trying to catch up to them, or you're trying to get there, if you're both unfit and you're trying to get fit, if your kids are unfit and you're unfit and your wife or husband are unfit, if
Yeah.
everybody's unfit, then is it a universal meal plan, right? Or if everybody's fit but you because you let yourself go and it's up to you to get so that variability
Well, at
is what
that
a lot of
point,
people don't talk about. And then the access to the food, then the
yeah, well,
access to the finances.
at that point, you have to fucking, you have to lock in. So, like, you, we talked about before about motivation or discipline,
Right.
and then you have to build a habit. And you have to build it around the fact that how bad do you actually want it? Because this stuff, regardless that it's not available at a distance to you, like at a hand distance in your house, it's still out there, right? So you have to stop yourself from fucking going to McDonald's, from fucking going to Food for Less and grabbing a fucking box of Oreos or Ralph's or whatever the fuck you shop. That's where you gotta, be able to say like, oh, I don't fucking need that's bad for me. I have gotten to that point where I can literally resist the shit that's at the store, or I walk by it, or the candy.
Okay.
Even if I go to fucking 7-Eleven, I'll go there and grab a bottle of water if I need to, right? When somebody, now that I mentioned a bottle of water, somebody's gonna have a fucking shit fit about the microplastics in the fucking plastic bottle of water that I just mentioned. But
Yeah,
that's
100%.
one of the, yeah, that's a fucking shit. It's like, it doesn't matter what I do, but it's those variables will always be there, and you'll always have that temptation anywhere you go. And it's how bad do you actually want it? And you realize, like I realized doing it the way I'm doing it now, it's been the best way, by the way, that I've done it so far. I have no temptation on getting any snacks, and I
So
don't
how
know
many
why.
versions? Wait a minute. So how many versions of you trying to do this, do a healthy eating? And when I say healthy eating, I mean how many versions of this attempt have you been making so you can find that blend of being able to eat good according to your schedule, according to
Yeah,
everything else? It's taken a couple of chances, tries,
it
right?
does. Yeah,
And
I can't
so
even tell you how many different things I tried. I can just tell you, like, I've tried it over the last year, and I reached a certain point where I noticed the recomposition of my body. And you saw it. You saw
yeah,
it went from fucking esqueleto, fucking no muscle, everything, to fucking getting bulky, right?
right.
And that was a recomposition of it. But now it's just removing the fat. And so removing the fat, like, I was always calories in, calories out, which is the basic rule for, if you can burn. The best thing I have heard was like, if you could eat less than the rate that your body can burn fuel, then you'll lose weight, right? Because it's basically a calorie deficit.
Right.
So if you're in a calorie deficit, you'll lose the weight. The problem is, health comes into question too. Are you
Yeah.
a person with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, a diabetic? Because those factors actually also hold you back from losing fat. So there's things you can do it drastically, obviously, and things you can do that are not drastic. But cutting out the carbs, you don't have to go carnivore diet completely. But as long as you lower the carbs, and you knowing as a diabetic that you will get that spike, and that spike will fuck you over in the long run, eliminating that spike will fucking help you lose the weight. And again, I've done it now the last 12 days, and it's a huge difference, to the point where it's fucking pushed me and motivated me. Hey, bro, you can do this 90 days. For sure, you can do this for fucking 90 days. It's
Okay.
not even a big issue. Even my mentality to, what if I have to go out and eat somewhere or whatever else? It's cool. I order a steak. Order a steak and get something else that has fucking just protein and fats. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no,
I'm
no,
not
no.
even craving, like, yeah.
All those are great points. One of the things to it, and then so you do see people that have success, right? It's like that one dude,
Yeah.
heavily modified guy, like he's struggling, right? Like he had that surgery, he lost all the weight, he had that surgery. You can visibly see, and he said it publicly, he's having a hard time getting back in gear, like ramping himself back up again. Like he fought that battle, he lost 400 pounds or 250 pounds. He lost a crazy number.
You got a crazy amount of
Yeah,
weight.
yeah, like
Yeah.
350 pounds, whatever. Kudos to him. But now
Yeah.
that he had that surgery where he got like 21 pounds of the loose skin, he healed from the surgery. He had some complications, and now he's trying to find his way back. He's not doing his diet plan according to a guy who's 3, 4, 500 pounds. He's 260 pounds now. Yeah, I know.
You should have one of these.
Yeah, never. We're never having that, dude. So, anyways, so now his diet has changed.
Yeah.
His plan has changed. It's the same thing with you, right? You say that I'm going to go to a high protein, low carb diet, and you start going on it, and then so everything has changed, right? So then everybody's expected to change at the house, right? Because people have gotten a routine where they see that you buy a certain amount of food. Again, I keep circling back to your environment of like what you
always have. You brought up a good point when you said that it does depend, like your spouse, people you live with, right? So like even me measuring my shit all the time, right? And I still do it now, even though I know I pretty much don't have to, because I'm, as long as I limit the carbs, I'm always full, and I know I'm eating under my calorie deficit anyways. But it's a fact that people are like, "Oh, you're measuring your food again. Oh, you're portioning it out," and it's like, why does it bother you? Why does it bother you what I do? Why does it bother you that I'm looking out for me? Like that's crazy, and that's what happens in a household too, if you're married as well.
Right, but it's also too, it's something you're doing different, right? So like, so like me, right? If everybody's used to me eating a whole pizza, I go to Caesars, Little Caesars, and I come home and I eat a whole pizza, right? And then I go from eating a whole pizza to don't eat pizza at all, right? I know it sounds good, right? To not eating a pizza at all. Hey, Reuben, let's go to Little Caesars. No, I can't go. Come on, fool. You like to go all the time, and this is that. And I do like to go eat pizza, but like, but so it's weird because it's like, okay, like, and then so I want to ask you this question, right? So you get in shape, you lost all this weight.
Yeah.
Do you let go of all your fat friends? Do you let go of all your friends that are well? Okay, hold on here, because your friends, let's say, like me, like I would go to the gym with you. I'm a guy, but I'm gonna weigh down and weight. But like, say, because your friends, it's like you're not gonna work out with them no more, right? And vice versa.
Yeah.
If you have friends that are super into fitness and you're like a bigger dude that doesn't like to do this stuff, you're not hanging out with those people.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and it's not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just that your lifestyle is completely different, right? It's the same thing with like, like I'm not hanging around with Kanye West because when I get my girlfriend, I'm not going to parade her around naked. That's not the way it works.
Well, look, you have to look at it this way too. No, I get you, but you have to look at it like if your friends. So there's a lot of questions in that, right? So it's like, are your friends putting you down? Are your friends keeping you from reaching your goals? Right? Are your friends kind of like they get bothered because you have a new fucking vision of yourself and a new path? Then you would have to get away from those friends. That's an honest answer. And
some friends feel better when their friends are not doing well. So in other words,
yes,
right? So
100%, bro.
Yeah, so it's like a weird kind of form of like haterism where it's not that your friends don't like you, but like they like being the fucking buffest one in the group. They like being the one, and it's chauvinistic, it's stupid, it's weird.
Yeah,
but it's like
whether it's buffness, whether it's money, whatever, they just want don't want you to be doing better than them. That's the biggest thing. So if you're in shape and they're not, you're insulting them in a way that it's just in their head, right?
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. Like at that point, like those type of friends, you'll see it right away. You need to get away from it because it will drag you down. It'll depress you and shit. Yeah.
Right. So all those kind of layers. And then, so I think that's what you see in the comment section. I think all these layers are coming into play when you see the silliness is that like people think that you take it so seriously. And obviously we're talking about it and we're kind of bringing it up as a topic on the podcast, but it's always an interesting thing because I'll sit there and read your comments too.
Yeah. Like, it's crazy because it's, to them, they take it so seriously, right? And there's multiple people that have been following me or not following me. I don't know, since I started this whole thing, and all they do is talk shit to me. All they do is do negativity, and so they think I'm reading their comment, but I'm not, right? And so they just feel like, oh, he saw me. In their head, they want you because they want you. They want to put you down, but they think it affects me in some way or form that fucking puts me down. And it doesn't, because all it does is remind me I'm doing so good that people hate me. And that's fucking amazing.
That's
right?
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah. In the beginning, I was like, why are they like getting so bothered by me? Like I haven't done nothing to them. As time went along, you understood that, holy shit, as you do better, more people start hating you, which does mean you're doing very well because it's your success, right? You get so many followers, you get so many people like listening to it. You get people defending you, and they fucking hate that shit because like, why are you defending this guy? I know more than him. I look better than him. I'm much better than everybody here. Like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, bro, what your mentality works for you. Like what you think it's good, it works for you. It doesn't work for everybody. Everybody's different. And you're hating somebody you don't even know.
Well, and then look at how about this too, right? Okay, like this happened to me today, right? So my son wanted to get up early and go exercise, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's healthy, right? Like that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Whole
You're
house
being a
woke up.
fag.
No,
You're being a
no,
fag. You're
yeah,
like, I don't
no,
want to go. I'm gay.
no. I should have woke up and worked out with them, but I didn't do it,
Yeah.
right? I messed up. I slept
Yeah.
in. But then the whole house woke up, meaning the
Yeah.
dog was barking, everything was up. Should I be upset at that? No, fuck no. Right. So that's another thing too.
Yeah.
A lot of times, a lot of people don't want to disrupt the household, but if it's for healthy reasons, you have to be supportive of that. And to me, I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do that. Let's get up. Let's go do this. Let's go do
Yeah.
that. So I
Yeah.
think that having a good, healthy mindset of like being supportive in all ways. Right.
Okay. So it's funny you brought that up too, because if I'm sleeping and Jaden gets up before me, he'll bust in the room and he'll wake me up and he'll just smile at me and he says, "You gonna go to the gym with me or what?" And
Yeah.
so he woke me up. I work the night shift, so I haven't even gotten my full 8 hours of sleep, and he's already gotten me up. But he wants to go to the gym. He's ready to go. But when he
Right.
wakes me up, just watching his energy, I'm just like, damn, I can't be a bitch if he wants to go already. Like he also works the night shift, so if he's ready to go, I'm ready to go. And so we take off. And I honestly, when I leave at that moment, I don't feel like going to the gym.
No, of
I'm being
course not.
honest to God. And
No, of
so,
course
but
not.
I told myself every single time I say, by the time I get there, I'm going to be better awake. I go get a coffee on
Yeah.
our way over there. I wake up and I get to the gym, and the first exercise I do is super light, but it's light enough to warm me up to the point where my blood is pumping. And then I'm like, all right, let's fucking hit hard now. That's how I get every
Yeah.
single time.
Yeah. So then having a good attitude about, people getting in shape or working out at the house or doing whatever they're doing, you know, I think that's a great thing to do. You have to have a positive attitude
Yeah,
to all that.
100%.
And I think that if you do that, it's going to help you. It's going to help that person because you
Yes.
want people to feel comfortable to like, yeah, you want to if you got weights at your house, if you're lucky enough to have being able to exercise at your house, you cannot be a fucking complainer and be like, oh, it's too loud. I need to sleep more. Like, don't even leave fucking stupid comments like that. Like, don't even
Yep.
say dumb
Yep.
shit like that. What?
Yeah, I 100% agree. No,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, and so look, that's the next layer. That's all these layers. See, all this shit about people getting healthy, it is a simplistic approach, but in real life application, all these layers that we talked about, it is the dynamics of what everybody lives in is uniquely different. Whether you
Yes.
live in a household with 10 people, imagine living in a household with fucking 6 people, 5 people by yourself.
Yeah.
If you live by yourself in a 1 bedroom apartment and you got to go 45 minutes to the gym, are you going as much? Where
Yeah,
the
but I think
in your
everybody
garage?
has to do the one thing they don't do. They have to ask themselves, what makes this easier for me to maintain?
Yeah,
And what changes do I have to make? Because honestly, not everybody's going to be the same. You do get advice from people. It's like remove all the snacks, blah blah blah, whatever. And yeah, if you have too much temptation, then you got to remove that shit. But you have to ask yourself, what makes this journey easier for me, so that I won't fucking snack, I won't be fucking overeating, I won't be eating the wrong shit. And how do I plan it out so that I don't fall into a gap where I'm like, shit, I didn't bring anything, or I don't have no food here. I'm just gonna stop at Jack in the Box and get something to eat. I've gotten to a rhythm where I'll wake up and I won't eat, and it's not because most people think I'm doing it because, oh, you're fasting and everything else. No, I'm just not hungry right away, and it's okay that I'm not
yeah.
hungry right away. But like maybe an hour or two before I go to work, I'll eat a big fucking meal because that's my first meal, and I just want to eat that big meal. And I do this to myself on purpose, that big ass meal. So when I'm at work, even though I take lunch, I probably will eat half of it or none of it at all, depending on how I feel, because I'm so full from that first meal. And I do that on purpose. So I'm distracted at work since I'm fucking, just testing that software all day. I'm drinking water. And if you drink a lot of water, I drink some coffee. Sometimes when I'm there, I'll have a fucking Coke Zero if I'm craving something sweet, and that
Gay.
helps me fucking maintain everything.
Super gay. Go ahead.
Fucking delicious as fuck. So
Yeah.
you should try one.
Yeah. Nope. Nope. So anyway,
But I can maintain it longer
let's
because
get
I
close to
figured
wrapping
myself
this
out.
up. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
Oh,
listening.
no, I was good. So that's what it is. It's like you have to ask yourself, what can I do to make this journey easier for me? What questions? Because everybody can recommend shit for you, and it's still hard for you because you're still overthinking it, or you're not trying to find your own solution. But even like me, figuring out what works best for me as what I'm eating and what I
Yeah.
can maintain and sustain. I found this now, right? What I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
And it's working great for me. But most people can't do that. So that's great. Though you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. But what I'm trying to tell you is find something that fucking works for you. Figure out how it can work around you and figure out what changes you need to make in order for that to work. And you can't say, well, my partner, and it's like, oh, have you spoken to your partner? Because if you're being negative, of course they're gonna be right negative right back to you. But you need to figure out, like, hey, I want to change my life. I have this conversation with them. Have your conversation with your kids. I mean, I'm single and I only have my kids. So with my kids, I have that talk about, going to the gym, working out and all that. And they understood it and they got in line with me. And at first I started with Jaden started working out with me and he went from 235 to 190. And he was dieting, he was doing that, working out great. And then after that, Jonathan joined me as well. And Jonathan was, at first, in the beginning, he had a big struggle going to the gym and he didn't understand it. So he was frustrating him. And as he went along and he did more, he built himself more, and now he became this person where it's like, I got to go to the gym. I got to eat more. I want to bulk up. So the changes happen with him.
Yeah. That's good, man. Let's end it on there. But anyways, this was a good episode. Yeah, I think we should end it here. I like our talk.
Yeah. We could talk more about Trump and the border and everything else on the next one. Get it a little bit more political and get a few people angry. I think that'll work out.
And never talk about it.
Never talk about
Say
it.
that next episode we're going to talk about it and never talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the politics of Mexico and Canada. And we're going to figure all that out all together
all
here
the
on
trade
this
agreements.
podcast. Yeah, we're going to make the best deals here, the best fucking deals. Everybody's going to be happy.